Hapaday, my name is Tiffany Kirigwa. I'm on the marketing team here at Pacific Federal Management. And joining me in celebration of Women in Construction Week 2026 is Miss Maribeth Keeler. I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Tell us about how long you've been with PFM and what your title is.
So I'm Maribeth Keeler. I've been with PFM for 3 years now, and I'm a PC2. So hopefully within the next year, I'll be progressing to a PM, project manager.
Very cool. So what does a typical day in a project coordinator position look like?
Sure. So a typical day for me always starts with me planning my day. I write my to-do list. I have things that I didn't complete from the day before. By the end of the week, I should have everything checked off. And if I don't, then it rolls on to the next week, but that's not the aim. Mostly I write POs. I submit submittals to the government and to our clients of products that we're going to be using on a construction site. I also submit RFIs, which is a request for information, which allows us to connect with the government and get answers on certain things that are unclear of what they're wanting. It can be products, it can be materials, it can be ways of constructing. And I purchase orders. I do purchase orders. That's when we get materials from vendors. And that's pretty much. Oh, and I look at the schedule. Every day or every month, we have to make sure that our projects are on schedule and that they have completed the tasks that they were originally supposed to. And then the budget. Most construction projects will have a set defined amount that you're allowed to spend, and we need to ensure that all of the materials, the labor, the equipment that we're using is within that budget. So those are the, 4 or 5 things I do.
Yeah. So it seems like there's a mix of administrative tasks. There's a little bit of accounting, right, with the schedule, the budgeting, and then coordination with your job site and vendors, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the kind of stuff that you were doing before you got into construction?
Absolutely not. So before I got into construction, I had graduated college with a degree in psychology and sociology.
Okay, a little different.
Yeah, was a bartender for about 2 years while I tried to get into the field of psychology here on Guam. And then my brother, who actually worked for the company, said, hey, we're needing an admin assistant. It's pretty low key. You'll learn a lot. It's something different. It's something new. The pay is better. It's a more stable position. So I said, shoot, let's do it. And yeah, I've been in construction since then.
Was that description mostly accurate? Is it low key? Is the pay better?
Yeah.
Stable?
I mean, it can be. I mean, with every job, you have certain stressors, right? But for the most part, now that I've been in it for 3 years, it has this sort of predictable rhythm to it where I'm not freaking out, right? Like I'm not being given a task that I have absolutely no idea how to do. Now it's more like, okay, Maribeth, this is what you got to do. You're going to do it. And then it's become low key.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, in what ways do you feel like you've grown into the position?
Sure. So, knowing nothing from before, absolutely in every way I've grown. Sure. I know what equipment we need for certain digs. I know the materials that they need for putting up gypsum board and drywall and metal studs and all of these things that I didn't think that I would know about how to build a building or to put in pipelines. Like I now know, which has been really, really cool for me just to expand that wealth of knowledge. I think personally, I have gotten better at managing my own stress. That's been a really key one over the last couple years. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thus far, what has been your favorite project that you've been a part of, and what made that memorable?
So UOG, for sure. UOG is one of the biggest contracts that PFM has seen, and I've been lucky enough to be a part of that team. For what makes it most memorable, it's just the camaraderie that we've built as a site. Because there's 2 different buildings, we kind of had, under one contract, we kind of had like a little internal competition, but that didn't stop us from, at the end of the day or during lunchtime, sitting down and eating together and learning about the Filipino culture. And I think the people are really what make the memories, right? Besides all of the things that I've learned, I think just the people that I've had the fortune to know now has been the one that's really solidified UOG in my heart.
That's cool.
Yeah.
In that way, this year's Women in Construction theme is Level Up, Build Strong. Now, looking at the skills that you had before with your degree in psychology, what are some of the skills you've had to employ?
That's definitely one that I do more often than I thought I would. Being a woman in construction, and especially for UOG, I have been the only woman on this job site. And with that comes sometimes being the mom and the therapist and the open ear. So during psychology, you sort of you learn to listen, and you learn to understand and try to ask the searching questions that help you enable the person to understand their own driving forces, right? So that's been super helpful for me on site, because I'll have people and they have qualms with each other, or somebody is feeling a little bit overstressed and overworked, and then we can sit there and have lunch together and talk about it. And once they go back to work at 12:30 or 1 p.m., they feel rejuvenated by the conversations that we've been able to have together. So that's been, definitely imploring my psychological skills there.
Nice. That must be a nice way to kind of connect the skills that you've gained, the kind of studies you've had, and see it be fruitful in your current industry.
Yes, for sure.
What would you say is your proudest accomplishment in your time with PFM?
So this one actually hasn't happened yet, but I'm looking forward to it happening. Part of the contract that we have for one of the buildings at UOG is landscaping. Originally, there's no landscaping designs or plans within the drawings, so I sent up the RFI requesting for the plans and drawings, and they said, oh no, just submit whatever you want to submit. You do the plan. So I reached out to my team and all of the other team members that we have at our disposal, asking them to, sort of help and guide me on this plan. But it ended up being something that I got to design. So I'm very excited. We're at the stage now with UOG Weary that we can start looking at putting in the plants. Mm-hmm. And I've been making sure that Seagrove over at the pit has all of the plants that I've requested. And the plan was approved by the designers. So when the building's completely done, all of the plants that you see there will be picked by me.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Did you ever think that you'd be part of a team selecting plants and decorating the exterior of a building in that way?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When it was kind of thrown into my lap, I was like, you know what? This sounds like a good time. Sounds like a great use of plant knowledge. And luckily, with LMS and ProFair, we have that wealth of knowledge of, and PFM's history of landscaping, wealth of knowledge of plants. So just all of the conversations that I've had regarding, like, is this a plant that extends their roots wide? Does it go too deep? Knowing that there's sewer lines and water lines that are in certain planting areas, like all of these facts that I got to learn about plants has been really cool, because it was like a kind of like a subsection of the construction knowledge that I've built, right? Now I know the typical plants that they like to use around sewer lines and water lines, and how they stop roots from encroaching and busting those pipes and all of that. So it's been really cool.
Always something to learn then.
Yeah, every day it's new, something new.
Nice. And what do you think would have influenced you to explore a career in construction earlier?
I think, honestly, the community outreach that I see PFM doing now with the kids in schools and all of the job fairs and stuff like that, I think that would have made me explore it a little bit sooner. I recently saw the picture of Cyril, one of our other project managers at elementary school, showing them building plans. And I was like, man, if I had seen that, like when I was 8, I would probably already be like an engineer, or I'd probably already have so many more qualifications, just because that's really cool. Like nobody really gave that exposure, I guess, as a child. So I'm making up for it now.
For sure. And what would you say, now that you are in the industry, having a couple years under your belt, what is your favorite part about working in construction?
Every day is kind of the same, okay? But then it's also completely different. Like, yes, you do the same things. You submit RFIs, submittals, look at the budget and the schedule, but there's always new challenges. And that's what's really exciting about it, because when you're stuck in or not stuck, when you're in a job, sometimes you feel like you can get stuck. But with construction, you really lean on all of the things that you've learned before to face everyday new challenges. Like it's just incredible knowing that, Monday is a Monday and these are the things that I typically have to do on a Monday, but you never know if you're going to hit a water line. You never know if a pipe's going to burst. You never know if your excavator is going to need a mechanic, like all of these small tidbits that come up throughout just the daily construction activities is what keeps it interesting and keeps it motivating and fun.
So for everyone who's watching and either celebrating Women in Construction Week or considering a new career or a switch, or students in high school and college trying to figure out what industry to get into, what would you say is a bridge for their current skills into construction? Because I know one of the things that we talk about is people are often, especially women, often intimidated that they're not content experts yet. Maybe they have administrative skills like you've had to learn, or accounting background, or the ability to coordinate and liaison with staff and, partners. What would you say to these people looking for a new career?
Honestly, just do it. Just do it entirely. Jump in, feet first, head first, dive in. There's so many women now in construction that are willing to help and willing to see you rise and to see you overcome all of the challenges that they've had to face. And hopefully they won't be the same challenges because we've progressed. There shouldn't be anything stopping you. Having a male-dominated field and entering it is difficult, but there's always going to be a supporter. And if you find that even that one supporter that wants to champion you and see you succeed, then you'll just thrive. And once you're in it, just learn as much as you can. Ask all the questions, even if they're dumb. Honestly, a lot of the men in construction are thinking that you have no idea, but let them know you don't. And then once you do, they'll respect you more, honestly. The amount of times that I've asked the most random questions is, but they are also here to help. I mean, men like to have that support anyways. So they like to show off their knowledge. Just do it. Just do it.